And we're back.
Hey guys, how are you? It's been a little bit. Episode 13 on the way. How are you, Dante?
Doing good, doing good. Good to see you. Had a little technical difficulties, but we're here
We're back.
and we are back. And earlier than planned, we have finally actually come up with a someone that's going to be pretty. I think a pretty fun experience. Mr. Ray uh, Kapakowski. Uh, he is a relationship coach and expert. And we're going to bring him on board and have him do a talk with us today. But other than that, how you doing today, Cindy?
I'm good. I'm good. It's Saturday morning here, so it's going to be a great chat, actually. I'm super excited to see his take on a lot of the relationship insight that he has because he's got over 20 years experience. So we're very lucky to have him on. So it'll be interesting to see how we align with him, how we're navigating and the insight and the history that he has as to how he came about. So it'd be good. I'm
Absolutely.
excited.
Let's bring him up while we got.
Nice to see.
Yeah.
Question everything. What is behind all of the stuff that we're doing? Is the other day, Dante, when we were talking about your partnership, your relationship with Cindy, and thinking about it and saying, that just be sure that you're clear with each other about your intentions, because it's nice. It's very nice for the two of you. You got a long distance relationship, and I can see the love and the caring between the two of you. But the thing about that is that to really understand each other's intention, what is it about me that you like? I know that you like me. I know that you love me. I know that you want to be with me. What I need to know is why. I need to
Mm.
know that you know why. What is it about me that you value? So that when you screw up, and if you don't call me one day, that I don't turn around and think he doesn't love me anymore, he doesn't care about me, and all that kind of stuff, because I know your intention. So that takes away that possibility that maybe you're doing this on purpose, or maybe you're lying to me. I know your intention. That means that you forgot to call, and it changes the whole dynamic of it.
It
You know,
really does.
and that's where that's one of the things that I had to deal with, and people bucked against me with in the beginning, was the idea about, I trusted him or I trusted her.
Mm,
And I'm very blunt when I'm talking to people. I don't have time to bullshit around, and I don't have time to, you want what I got, I'm going to tell you what I got, and I'm going to tell you what
Yeah.
I said. And people would say, I trusted him. And I would say, well, that was stupid. Why
Yeah.
did you, what made you think that you could trust him? And the truth is that, and I knew the truth, and I wasn't being nasty. I was trying to set them up so that I could follow up with the reason that you trusted was for your own comfort.
Correct.
It made
mm,
you feel comfortable to trust. And
Hmm.
no reason, there was no backing for it. There was nothing. And that's not your fault.
Mm.
You're not taught.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
taught how to develop a good partnership. You're not taught
Hmm.
how to value each other and how to protect what it is that you want together. Not taught any of that kind of stuff. I want people to learn how to trust, and I teach them when I'm doing my sessions. I teach people, and I give them an example. I said, one day you're going to be sitting on the sofa someplace and watching some stupid show together, and you're going to look at the other person and you're going to say to yourself, son of a bitch really wants me. You know, so, he's not messing around. He's not going to lose anything. He's not going to risk this. He
Mm.
really does want to be with me. And at that point, you can build trust. Prior to that feeling, it's nice to say it and it's nice to believe everything is going to be okay. But if you're really trying to find out how to be close, you
Mm.
work to that point.
Yeah.
You work to that point where you go, we got it. You
Yeah.
know, we got it. We check with each other all the time. I love golf. Okay. I'm embarrassed, but I love
Why?
I don't know. I don't because I'm from Camden, New Jersey, and if anybody had a golf club in Camden, New Jersey, you'd get your ass kicked really really quick,
Well, yeah.
you know. But I play golf and I joke around about if I were to to be out and I'm playing 18 holes, and God, you could play golf all year around here, and I do. If I decided one day that it's a nice day out, I've got enough money, guys want to play, I want to play another nine. You know, I mean, I know that she would like that. She wants me to be out there, you know, the form of exercise,
Mm.
keeping myself healthy. She keeps reminding me I'm going to be 75, you know, and so she wants me to do all this kind of stuff. So it would be very easy for me to just play another nine and go, I'm cool. You know, I know she cares about me. But you see, I want a healthy, selfish relationship,
Hmm.
partnership. I want that. So I'm not going to risk, regardless of what she's going to say, I am not going to risk doing something that could have an effect somewhere down the road. So I call, I'll always call. And I'll say, how you doing? How you feeling? Listen, I'm thinking about playing another nine. The first time that I don't call, she will go, you didn't call, no big deal. Okay. So no harm, no foul. The second time I don't call, she would be, maybe she'd still be, okay, no problem. The third time I don't call, she's a woman and she's going to remember those other things. And she's going to say, wonder if we're okay. Why isn't he? Does he not care
Mm.
about me or something like that? And she might, no big thing. Fourth time, now we got problem.
Yeah.
You know, fourth and fifth time, now we certainly have a problem. And she's going to feel like she's not important. I think more about golf than I do about her. What's going on here? And that's going to put her in a place where she's worried about it. And it's going to put her in a place that I don't want my partner to be in.
Right.
I don't want
Right.
her to feel that I don't care about her.
So
You know, I don't.
communication, it comes down to also incorporating the communication. I think communication, especially with long distance, like when Dante and I first started talking, the communication had to be very crystal clear. Like there was some times where I would say things and he may have not understood what I said, and that circling back and reiterating exactly what it was that I meant, clarifying, because otherwise the mind starts going, like you said, you've gone to golf 3 times and extended it. She's
Mhm.
expecting you back. What the hell's going on? And women are, like you said as well, they're great communicators. We communicate just so we're clear. This is what
Yeah.
I mean. This is what I say. This is what I feel. And guys are not designed that way. It doesn't mean that they have to be that way. We're just designed differently. And, you know, raising an awareness and building a foundation of trust, clarity, communication, partnership, all of that, it basically stems from, for me now, learned behaviors. I've made mistakes in the past. I've learned
Uh-huh.
from them. And going into it with Dante now, it's a matter of, I know what I want. I've met somebody that is vibrationally, energy wise, we're so in sync in a lot of things. It's almost like I can't believe he's on the other side of the world, and we've met each other and we're at this. And then I can believe it because energetically people match their own vibrations and you find each other. It doesn't matter how far apart. And then now what we're building towards is that partnership, not partnership in regards to doing things together and building things together as a business externally, as a couple, and then also to a partnership within our relationship. There's a role that I need to play. There's a way that I need to show up for myself, for him, for us as a whole, and he does and has the same role or a duty in another way. So melding those two people that will show up and become the partnership is basically when I listened to the replays of the interview yesterday with Irene, so much of it, it's like, oh my God, it's what we've done, it's what we're doing, it's how we're building. Because I never want to be the cause of him doubting anything. Especially the distance makes it a lot more important, because I don't want him
No.
to question anything. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's got something to do with, a relationship, the relationship itself, or the way I'm making him feel. So it's that clarity. It's the most important thing to me, is making sure that he doesn't have to doubt, question, or feel a certain way about anything that I'm doing, and he reciprocates that. So it's beautiful, that foundation that needs to be built.
So if you take that a little bit further and you're thinking about, okay, so I want to be with Dante, and we're doing this and we're talking to each other. What kind of tools can you use that that might help you be more and more conscious of what it is that you're doing? Like right now, when I'm listening to you, I'm going, okay, so this sounds really good. And what I would say is that you pick up the phone and Dante says, "Hey, hi, hon, how you doing?" And you say, "Don't say another word until you tell me you love me." And oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I love. Don't if we're talking about something, if we're trying to communicate about something, tell me how this communication is going to help us out. Tell me what you're thinking. What are our plans here? You really don't have to do that all the time, but I sort of wish people would. I sort of wish people would stop saying I love you and start
It's the
saying I want
check-in.
you in
It's
my.
a check-in. It's a
Yeah,
constant check-in. The business meeting. We've got to meet up once. Where are we going?
yeah.
How are we tracking? Yeah.
So how does it feel, Cindy? How does it feel if somebody said to you, "I want you in my life," versus "I love you"?
Oh, absolutely different. Completely
Yeah,
different. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, it's a
and
sense of belonging. Like, you're creating a sense of belonging. It's not like, you know, the I love you is a thing, right? So it's it's the emotion that's stirred up. But,
yeah.
choosing that person and wanting that person to be, your person, and creating that, and having them at the forefront of what you're thinking is incredible, incredibly different to I love you. Because, and again, it's a thing that's said so often that it becomes like, hi, how are you? I love you. Bye. Like,
So
and
so
it shouldn't be.
So let me tell you that when you start to work towards being partners, there's a shift that happens, and it's a very important shift that happens. It's difficult to keep it going, but the shift is I'm going to care for you if you care for me. If we're going to be partners, then I want to know your strengths and weaknesses. I want to
Yeah.
know what drives you. And the reason for that is because if you're going to do something, let's just say that Dante gets an acting job or something like that. He's going to do a show. He's going to go and he's going to be ready to go out and do that kind of stuff. And he's going to have all of his insecurities, all of his questions, all of the things that may or may not stop him. He's going to be aware of all those kinds of things that may have a negative effect on him doing what he's supposed to be doing. If you as a partner, you're not privy to any of that kind of stuff. You know that he's a good actor, he deserves this, he's going to be successful at this. There's no reason for him to doubt himself. You're going to be there helping him out so that he moves into those situations very clearly. And the reason that it's easy for that to happen is because he's going to be looking at you because you're his partner and making sure that something. When I go and I'm shooting a scene someplace, that you're okay, that you're not feeling like that you're feeling like we're partners and everything, and this is something I do, but we're partners first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the big thing in all of this, is that inside a partnership, if you're partners and your store is closed that day, you're still partners.
Yeah.
You're always partners, but the store's just not open today. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and that's the whole thing. It's like partnership is absolute. It's not even first. It's not even a priority. It's a state of mind. And then us as partners, I'm going to take care of you because my job is to help you become the best partner that I can
Yeah.
have. That's what I want to do. If you'll do that for me, I'll do that for you. And we will work, and we won't judge each other. We'll talk about what we're going to do ahead of time, look at the issues, look at all the negativity that we've had throughout the years, not with just us, but everything in other relationships. All that stuff is useful. Every bit of it is useful, and people try to get over it.
Absolutely.
It's stupid. Don't try to get over it. Try to find out how could we. Now, here's a situation. I was in a situation like this a bunch of years ago. It really went south. It went south very, very quickly. It was a terrible situation. So how are we going to handle this situation together so we don't hurt each other and that we come out of this together? We don't have to really, we don't really have to agree on what we're going to do, on how we're going to do something, but we have to agree that we're going to do it. So if I don't like, if you want to do something, you're going to go on a trip someplace, or you're going to you're going to do a job somewhere, and I go, Cindy, I'm really not, I'm not there. I just don't think it's a good idea. And you're going, but it really means a lot to me. I'm going to say, okay, all right, then if it means that much to you, then we're going to do it. How do I back you? It takes me out of a place of going, well, let's see what happens now. Sure, she's going to go ahead and do it. We'll see when she falls flat on her face, and then I'm going to be right and all that stuff. That's a terrible place to be in as far as partnership is concerned. If we say, okay, then you do it, then my job, even though I don't like it, I don't believe in it, my job as a partner is to do everything that I can so that you're successful.
Yeah. That's
my job, because we're partners. And the last thing I want to do is judge you while you're doing it. That's not partnership. That's we're going to do this thing. We're going to do it together. And the amount of closeness that you end up feeling when you know these things, when you know these tools, I get people that say all the time, well, he started to yell at me. He's got an anger problem, and he started to yell at me. And I said, hang on a second. Before you go any further, tell me how this is going to help us out. And it stops. It's a thing that I learned in hypnosis. There's a thing called a pattern interrupt. And if you decide that you don't like a way that you that you take these actions, if you don't like the way, then stop me in the middle of it. Tell me that I don't like it, and tell me that I wanted to change it, and then I'll try it. Yeah, then I'll give it a shot. There's so many things that I've learned throughout the years. I have one that's wonderful. I have one that's fantastic, and when people are headbutting and really going at it and stuff, and they can't stop, to really understand the importance of an issue, a negative issue versus what it is that you're trying to do. If you can bring humor to a negative issue, if it occurs to you just for a second to spin around in your kitchen yelling banana, 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 and then see how mad a person can be, see how that changes everything, see what kind of direction happens as a result of doing something really, really stupid and putting the issue in its place, because the issues are never important. Never how we treat each other concerning the issues. That's what's important. That's what we're after.
Yeah, exactly.
The issues come and go. So let's just say that you've been feeling insecure. One of you guys have been feeling insecure. We don't know where the hell the insecurity is coming from. We don't really understand it, but it's always there. And here comes the situation, and all of a sudden it's a trigger. The issue has triggered the insecurity. If you say to a person at that point, listen, you don't need to be, I don't even understand why you're insecure about this. It just is not a big deal. I got your back. Everything is fine and all that kind of stuff. It will change the insecurity concerning that issue. It will not touch the insecurity that's embedded. In other words, what you'd have to do is a week later, sometime later, you come together and you say, you know, a couple weeks ago, something happened. It reminded me about the insecurity that you're feeling. So let me tell you how fantastic I think you are. Let me tell you how I admire how smart you are, how you know, what a great heart you have. Let me tell you about all that stuff. And when it's not connected to an issue, it's powerful.
Right.
Then it has power.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Look,
learned that.
I think that this book has got so many little gems for people to understand and take and apply as well. So in regards to this journey that you want, and this is all you want to do, and this is what you want to bring to people, what you've released the book now, what's the next thing for this book? How are you taking this message out of partnership? Because clearly, like, I
don't
just
know. I
picture
got to
it,
ask
people
Irene.
need to, because people need to hear this. And it's sometimes people like yourself, you don't connect to the reading, right? So
Yeah.
there's got to be talking. There's got to be. You mentioned again also too, I think in the clubhouse room, there's a podcast, or you're starting a podcast. Did I hear that in the room, or was it on your Instagram page? What's next for that? Like, you need to bring that message. People have to hear that message lots of different ways.
There's a couple things that I want to do, and I'm sort of like I'm asking Irene for some help here because I'm 74. I think I think probably when you're like 50 years old, they should give you somebody that's 20 years old, to help you out with everything, that understands everything. I don't understand any of this stuff. And I really had no idea what I was getting into with the book. I don't know if Irene has introduced you to Manny yet, Reverend Emmanuel.
No, not myself. No.
Okay. It's somebody that she's working with, and Manny, me and Manny belong to, we're in a survivors club. That the woman that I said that I shouldn't have married, he married her too.
Oh my God!
So we're in the survivors of Joanne Landy club. So anyway,
what did you learn in that relationship? We kind of got cut short when you're talking about that relationship. What did you learn in that? So you got married.
I learned to say no.
That's a good thing to learn.
Yeah, it was a good thing. I learned that I learned that being in a marriage is not all that it's cracked up to be unless you make it so. I was there, and I helped her. I helped her raise Damon, and I helped her raise Jack, my son, and that was and we learned to sort of tolerate each other. We still had fun, and it was still okay. But there were things. She ended up being diagnosed with not bipolar, but borderline personality. And it was I was not equipped at that time to help out.
Yeah.
Now I've dealt with people with bipolar and borderline and schizophrenia and this type of thing. And I've done that quite often, and so I'm a whole lot more prepared as a result of dealing with it myself, and seeing all the things that I could have done at different times, and I didn't know how to do it, and I wasn't aware of any of it.
I think it's beautiful too. Sometimes when you look back on it with obviously hindsight, some of the relationships that don't work out are the ones that teach you the biggest and best lessons. So it's, there's never really a downside in the journey, I guess, as well. So
I'm hoping that somebody is going to listen to a podcast that I'm on and be in a position to help, be in a position to put me on a stage to it is something, and I don't know what that is, but I'm just going to keep doing this as much as possible. I have a podcast. So I always have to wonder about the things that happen to me and why they happen at the time that they're happening. I was getting ready to release the book. The book was released in March, and right about that time, I had a couple thousand followers, because I was doing some of the little videos. I was doing Hey Ray Q&A and other things. And I had a decent amount of followers. I didn't try for them. I have no email list or anything that Irene tells me I should have. And I didn't have any of that kind of stuff. And the hack destroyed everything. Meta got involved and they shut me down completely. So I lost everything. And so part of me says, if I put up a podcast and like now when I do Hey Ray Q&A, it goes out to the exact same amount of people. It has no reach, and so I don't know how to do that yet. I don't, outside of, meeting gracious people like yourself to bring me on and people can hear my, I don't know how else to do it, so I'm just going to do everything I'm doing it again. I'm going to do everything that gets put in front of me. I'm going to say no to nothing. I've had so many people, and I had this thing with Irene the other day about the demographic that I have. And people can pick and choose what they want to hear or do they want to believe anything, but I want to tell everybody about this and let them do with it what they want. I do believe that a lot of the suffering that's happening is that people don't have the grounding that the book offers. We didn't talk about that, right? And probably should, because the book starts
Let's touch
off,
on that. Yeah, let's touch on that.
The book starts off with, I want to be happy. That is the grounding force for everything that I teach. It's that I want to be happy. Not I want to be happy with, not I want to be happy doing, just I want to be happy. That's what I want. And I don't care who you are. I don't care how bad a person you are. I don't care what you've done in your life. I don't care about any of that kind of stuff. You can want to be happy, whether you get it or not, but that's what you can start off. I want to be happy. So I really want people to embed that. I want them to say, I want to be happy. I can be happy. Why not? Why can anybody else? Of course I can be happy. I want them to really instill that in themselves. And when they really feel like it's possible, then I want them, what's that?
Question. So how would you relate contentment and happiness? Because I kind of have a philosophy.
Oh, I was just about to say something about that.
Content with something and being happy.
Contentment is an offshoot of being happy. So it is. I want to be happy now. Somewhere down the line, you can say, "I'm content with this portion of it." But I don't know that. I don't know that I would tell somebody that. It's sort of like that, and I might be coming off on this thing, but that's when I get people that are telling me that in their relationship, they're able to tolerate each other. Being content is like, why in God's name would you do that? If you have an opportunity to be really happy, why would you be content? And I don't think that I want to be happy means I want to be happy. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be. It doesn't mean that I should shoot for that all the time. It just means that that's what I want, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think the philosophy of that is just that, if I'm not always kind of in a state of elation over the relationship, over the circumstance, if I'm not in that honeymoon energy, then there's something wrong. And you say contentment compared to being just I consider contentment like one step above that, I guess, where you're kind of in it's a happy space, it's a comfortable space.
I really hope that somewhere down the line I can really put the kibosh on that. What did you say? The early stage, what's that called? The honeymoon phase. Yeah. I want to sort of put the kibosh on that one. I want people to recognize. You see, the problem with partnership is that you sort of have to have the feels a little bit. you sort of got to go, I really do. I'm attracted. We have a fun time. I like spending time with this person. And, and we're getting along really well. Everything is really nice. Cut, stop it right there and go, okay, so you liking this too, right? You liking this? What do you think about being partners?
That's kind of
You
how
know,
I
yeah, yeah. We've had this fun, and it has been great. And everybody should have this kind of thing. But if we're going to go any further in this thing, I don't want it to go the relationship route. I really do like you, and if you really like me, I would like to for us to learn how to be partners and see where it goes, and see if it could really work out. And sometimes it can't. Sometimes you're going to be in a partnership with somebody, and you're going to go, hey, they're not working at it, or we're not connecting, or we're bad at business. We're just bad at business. So you shake hands and you go, adios, nice try, see you later. But I want a partnership because I want to be happy. And if you want to be my partner, then that's great. As long as our focus is on the partnership being healthy, a partnership being strong, and it happens to be you and me as partners. But what I want, in a very selfish way, is I want to be happy with a solid partnership. I want to build a partnership. And I hope it's with you. I do. I hope it's with Janet. I really do. But ultimately, if Janet decides that she doesn't want to be my partner, it doesn't change the fact that I want to be a partner with someone. I want to have a partnership. I want to be connected to somebody. I want to get everything that I can out of somebody, and I want to give everything I got to someone. And if they decide that they don't want to be, what can I do about that? I'll talk to them. I'll try to see what's going on, because maybe sometimes it's something that we need to talk about. But ultimately, you want to be my partner, okay? That's fine. I still want a partnership. So the idea. Oh, good.
So like just in the last like about 10 minutes. So if you had to like really summarize what you want a person that's done the work, they're ready, they want a partnership, they're looking at the book, and Ray's sitting over their shoulder and he's telling them, make sure you get this out of the book. What would you say that is?
I would say what would I say about a situation like that? I would say really focus on the selfish part of this thing, because it's very important. Ultimately, it's very important for both people. The selfish part of this is that I am going to do everything I can to take care of you, to do everything that you need, and to be everything that you can possibly want. And I'm going to do it for me. You're going to benefit. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to decide that you should have this. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to what it is that you need, and I'm going to try to give you the best that I can possibly do. And I'm going to do it for me. And I got an example. You got a second yet?
Yeah, we got time. Yes,
Absolutely.
Okay. Right. I touch Janet all the time. Shoulder, hand, kiss her in the morning. She loves it. She really loves it. And she's used to it too. And it makes her happy. And I'm glad it does. But I do it for me. I do it for me. And sometimes I tell her it's not by mistake. I'm not doing this. I'm glad, but don't think that I'm doing this because it's a duty. Don't think I'm doing this because, and it's like commonplace for this to happen. I'm doing this. I'm aware of why I'm doing this. And I'm aware of what I'm going to get out of it. I want her to feel loved and be happy and stuff. I want her to be my partner. And I'm glad that she likes the way I treat her. I'm glad that she likes that we talk about it. I'm glad at all about that kind of stuff. But I don't do it for her. I do it for me.
Perfect.
Okay?
Absolutely.
That's great.
Cool stuff, huh?
Yes, sir. Any last stuff, Cindy? You want to?
No, I love how this is ending. That's a perfect way to end it. It's beautiful because, people say being selfish is a bad thing, and
No.
selfish is not, self-love is not selfish. So you basically do need to make sure that you yourself take care of yourself as well. And part of that is having that little sense of selfishness, but not in a bad way, like you mentioned.
The oxygen mask on yourself first.
It's funny how easy it is,
Simple,
yeah, it's really funny. It's like it's just easy. It's just easy. We just don't know it.
We overcomplicate it.
You shouldn't have. If you have resistance to having to do these things for this person for the sake of almost like I got to do this or else, then it's probably for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
So
or forcing an issue or forcing stuff. There's so many things that are great in the book about communication and people's ideas about, well, if he finally communicates with me, then everything's going to be okay. Well, maybe there's a problem that he has that makes it hard to communicate. Fix that first, and then maybe it'll communicate.
Yeah.
Easy.
Brilliant. That's
cool.
awesome.
All right. So this book, let's tell people this book that it's available on Amazon.
Yes. Any place. It's Amazon. Yeah, pretty much. I think pretty much any place. That's what I've been told. It's everywhere.
Excellent. So it's the universal guide. It's universal guide to a healthy, selfish relationship / partnership. There we go. Look at you. Bring it. Yeah, bring it. There it is. There.
Did I do it?
There you go.
God,
you got it. You got it.
There we go.
Absolutely. No, that's a great one. Beautiful. So grab that.
Where can they get this book that you get 100% of the profit, or at least because I know Amazon takes a bit more. A website where the book is at, or just go to you want to?
No, I don't know. No, I just as long as people pick it up, I don't care about that part. I'm sorry, I'm staring like this, and I got to get glasses to do this kind of thing because I can see you guys, but I can only see you here, and I'm looking at these videos, and I can't see shit when I'm looking at you right now. It looks better.
Yeah, no, I've got my glasses too.
I'm like, hi guys. So anyway, I'm doing. I got a bunch of things. I got a 15-minute thing for people. They can contact me and see if I can help them out. See if they believe that what I'm doing would be able to help them out. They can do that. That's for free. I've got sessions open. I don't take a lot of people, but I do have sessions open right now. If anybody wants to contact me, if they want to contact me, they can. I got to read this. They can go to ray.innerpower@gmail.com, and they can connect with me that way. Or my website is innerpowerinsights.com.
Excellent.
Amazing. And that's a 15-minute free consultation that you're offering initially to people that want to get in contact with you. Amazing. Absolutely. And Instagram too. Do people contact you on Instagram? You've got an Instagram page as well? Not really? No?
I don't know. I think I do.
Yeah.
Where's my 20-year-old?
No, you have an Instagram page because I follow you on Instagram too. So your Instagram page is
good.
Koprakowski Raymond. It's just your surname and then your first name. That's your Instagram page too. So there's lots of different ways they can reach you. Booking definitely if you're wanting to go down the route of understanding why you need a partnership over a relationship and why it'll be more beneficial. We'll put the links as well in hopefully in the show notes where people can contact you. But Ray, it's been amazing. It's great. I'm so glad we got to connect.
Thanks so much. It's a pleasure meeting both of you guys. You're so cute. It's really cool. Great, Dante. Thanks again. It was fun yesterday as well too. So maybe we'll see you again.
100%.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Ray. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Beautiful. All right, it's done. Great episode.